On today's edition, this Madison County native opened his own business a few years ago, and as a result of his initial success, is investing more in not only his business, but the Westside Anderson community. With over $300,000 in improvements in the works, Robert Glazebrook doesn't stop there at reaching out to help his community. And we have the privilege of having that 1993 Anderson High School graduate with us today. He's the owner and funeral director at Glazebrook's Funeral Service in Anderson. Robert, if you would, please, take us back to your early career. What led up to opening your own funeral home?
Well, I worked for Brooks Mortuary when I was in college, and then when I graduated from college, I worked for Elsie Mae's Funeral Home. And then I started working for myself where I did freelance work for a lot of funeral homes in Indianapolis for 7 years and came back home and we bought the Red Man's Lodge in '06 and then opened up in '07.
Robert, mortuary service is not for everyone. What attracted you to it in the first place?
A lot of people who graduate in the program, they usually have family in the business. I didn't have family in the business, so I had to kind of get in where I fit in, and I end up having an art for it, because I love to do what I do, and it showed. When I moved to Anderson, I had to pretty much be more than a bomber. I had to be the funeral director and everything. So pretty much Anderson taught me how to be a funeral director too. So
In addition to an acquired skill, there is a lot of education behind being licensed, is there not?
yes, it's actually a associate's degree. It's 2 year degree, but majority of the learning in the business is learned after you graduate because every family is definitely different. So you definitely have to learn different aspects of everybody's religion and background on where they come from. So
Robert, investing this kind of money in the community on the west side of Anderson shows a great deal of faith. Talk about why Anderson.
I was born and raised here. No matter what, I still have a love for Anderson. I'm very thankful for people supporting me, and then I'm actually supporting other people in that area. I'm the print shop. We're kind of sitting down talking on getting some things together and working together. I am looking at whoever gets in March. I noticed today that they are starting to work on March, so because we definitely need a grocery store on that side of town. But I'm very thankful for anybody that look at me as far as growing to inspire them on it can be done.
What kind of improvements and changes are we going to see during this upgrading of your property?
You will see the retention pond, which will have a fountain in there. The parking lot, which will hold 75 cars. It's going to get freshly new paved. And I definitely give a special thanks to Jesse Wilkerson for pretty much designing the business, because, when I was thinking about development on it, I just wanted something small, just a little front door entrance. And, he had something bigger and everything, just kind of fell in his hand. And he's pretty much in control of everything else after that. The new sign is on, the canopy with the Glazebrook's logo. It sits very far back, and I know the city, they want me to put something on Nickel Avenue.
Do you have other employees who are working with you?
I enjoy the business. I enjoy the connecting with the other business that's helping me, put everything together. I did bring a secretary on, Yvette Chamberlain. I have Reverend Mervyn Jones who's working with me, Jerome Gaucher, Archie Cotton, Tyrone Vertner, Bruce Walker, Jessica Woodall. She's my lady attendant. They're real good people that pretty much, do pretty much what I ask them. And like I said, they learning with the business like I'm learning. So
You talk about the hour of need. What have you learned about the responsibility of owning your own business and being in such a critical business?
it's a lot of sacrificing. I'm the secretary, them hours, the 2 or 3 o'clock hours. I do answer my phones. I don't have an answering service yet. I'm the funeral director. I'm the janitor, so I definitely have a lot of time that I have spent with this business to nurture it.
Well, it sounds like you've committed yourself that failure is not an option.
Never. I teach that to my kids. I teach that. I bring a couple of young men on because you inspire other young minorities. And the only thing that I tell them, I don't mind them working, and it's more than just a paycheck. But at the end, I want to hear about education. If I find that they are inspired, I would definitely keep on pushing them because this isn't just me growing. It's about the whole community growing. And just helping the other young people see, there is a way out, of the certain situation they may be in, but it always starts with an education. I try to, lead by setting an example. I definitely try to help them out and make sure that they on the right track.
Do you have any parting thoughts before we go?
I'm very thankful for the city of Anderson to help me to build my dream. I didn't do this by myself, and I thank everybody in the city of Anderson, and I'm gonna continue to keep growing and giving back and help my community out as much as I possibly can.
Robert Glazebrook, thank you for joining us today and for your continuing efforts to make our community a better place to live. Glazebrook's Funeral Services is located at 2822 Nickel Avenue, Anderson, next to the former Marsh store. Your community's future depends on small businesses like Glazebrook's. Support those small businesses in your community. That's the latest buzz of Madison County.